Hi everyone, and welcome back to Open Here with me, Enby Andy, and another week's episode discussing what being non-binary is about and the challenges and the issues we face here in the UK. So this week I've got three things to discuss sent in by the viewers, so we'll go through them one by one, and at the end we always have the opportunity for you to pipe in, chime up, and give us any kind of questions or topics that you would like me to cover in future episodes. So this week we are going to be covering Festival Makeup 101. I'm not an expert and you'll soon see that. Then we're going to discuss how to approach non-binary around children. And then we're going to discuss the fact that some people say you don't look non-binary. So we'll go through this. First of all, we're going to start with makeup. Now, I've got a few basic things here to put on. I mean, if I was going to go out for the night, I would use all of this. So I'm going to try and do it as quick as I can so I don't bore anyone who knows how to do makeup better than me. I'm sure there's many people who can do it much better than me. So I'll just do a bit of a primer just to start around my eyes. And, I mean, the main thing with the makeup, especially for someone who is assigned male at birth, it's practice does make perfect. You're not going to look how you want to look the first time you do it, but it's all about practice. So I've picked up little tips from friends, from watching things like YouTube, and just playing around. And it does take time, it does take effort, but once you find a look that works for you, really kind of stick with that look and work for it, and then just try and keep practicing it and refining it. So I'll start with a primer, and then I move on to eyeshadow. Now, eyeshadow took me a long time to actually get any good with, but I've probably got a bit of an issue when it comes to eyeliner palettes. I buy them a lot. I buy too many, because I really do just like playing around with the colours. So I would just start with a kind of a neutral base colour along the lid and whatever this bit's called. And again, I'm no doubt going to get lots of angry comments on my social media and on the YouTube comment section saying, what the hell are you doing? This isn't how you do makeup. Who the hell taught you? Can I teach you? Because yeah, I've just kind of self-taught myself for the most part. So start with a neutral base and then kind of start building your colour. Probably doing this far too fast, but I'm just trying to make sure I show you the basics. So start building colour on the edges. So this time I'm going regs. I'm wearing my nice favourite kind of strawberry skirt, so I want something to kind of complement that. And I am going to blend it in at the end, so don't worry if it's all a bit hoo-ha at the moment. And then any kind of refining touches you've got. I mean, I want to do a bit of a dark sparkly bit. And to be honest, I'm a bit of a sucker for gold sparkles, so I always try to finish on that. So eyeshadow, you can get blending things, and I have got one, but to be honest, I'd find your fingers normally best. Again, shout at me if I'm wrong. So once you've done eyeshadow, move on to eyeliner. Now I find the kind of thick tip, felt tip kind of eyeliner works best. There's obviously really thin ones, there's the pencils, there's loads of different types, but for me, I just get a bit more control on this, and I don't do my eyes all the way around. I just do kind of half top. And because I'm Russian, it's looking crap. And I do like a bit of a wing at the end. So because I'm really short-sighted, the left eye is always pretty crap, because I'm right-handed. I'm going to try and do kind of gymnastics with my hand, so bear with me. See, it's all over the place already. My God, that's terrible. Don't look. Ignore the left eye, I was rushing. But if someone has extremely short sighted eyes and knows how to do a better way of doing eyeliner without looking like crap like I do, please let us know. Then I would move on to a bit of this. Get the mirror back. And look down. I'm just going to curl it up all around. Same again. Just give your lashes a bit extra. So I do like being extra. So that's the basic eyes part done. Crap, what I would normally do first is also use like a kind of, this is called Protect. It's got kind of little glittery bits in, and it just kind of helps hold makeup. I'll do that now, because that's the rest of the thing I'm going to put on in a moment. Now obviously I've got a beard, so I only do half my face, but feel free to lather stuff on as much as you want and try and do contouring. Contouring is something I'm absolutely useless at, so I won't be bothered trying to teach you that. But yeah, so the basic face is done. Just try and smooth it into the hairline, avoiding smudging the eye makeup down. And then I would get a bit more shimmery stuff. So this is some kind of highlighter powder. As I say, I'm not very good at contouring and highlighting, but I just kind of do the brow and the cheekbones. And then just make sure it's all smoothed in. And then finally, a bit of lippy. Now I have red lipstick a lot. Got many different types of red lipstick. In fact, I'm not going to use that one. I'm going to go on to this one. Andy lips. I know what I'm going to do is put my glasses on, otherwise I can't see a bloody thing. So that helps. Now, as you can see, I made quite a few mistakes, but I was rushing to get it done. So that's my kind of makeup routine. Generally, you only go this far if I'm going out, but it's good to know and show what I do very quickly, and so you can kind of copy and practice yourself. Actually, the final things, I do a bit of cheek stain, just to get your cheeks red, and rub that in as well. So we go for a few minutes work. Terrible, is it? I've seen worse. So makeup, practice, practice, practice. Keep messing around with things, try new styles out. There's so many different things, different styles of makeup. There's so many different ways of doing your makeup. Find what works for you and play with it. So that's my makeup. The second thing to discuss then was how to approach children about your being non-binary. Now, as you know, if you've watched my previous videos, I have got two young kids. I've got Ellie, who is 6, and Rufus, who is 3. Brilliant kids, and they've always been understanding of my journey so far. When I've discussed things like wearing feminine clothes, I've kind of made it obvious to them and made it clear to them that clothes don't have a gender. Anyone can wear clothes. I mean, in fact, before I came out, Rufus wanted to play dress up with Ellie all the time and wore princess dresses. So they understand that, you know, clothes are clothes. Clothes don't belong to any specific gender. When it comes to explaining a bit more about being non-binary, it's a bit trickier at my children's age. I'm sure it should get a bit easier as they grow up. I'm happy with the term dad and daddy. That's not an issue whatsoever. I want them to keep calling me that. And what I need to try and try to get them to understand now is that Dad isn't a man, which they still kind of refer to me as. I'm trying to make them understand that I'm something in between, and that option is there for people. It's trying to make them understand what they already understand about clothes, to make them understand about gender identity as well. So I've told them that I'm non-binary. They're too young really to understand that, but they're happy for me and they're happy to accept people. So I think when it comes to gender and you're trying to express and approach your being non-binary to children, obviously tailor the message depending on the age of the kids, and just slowly explain to them that how you feel and what you feel is really yourself. So take the time to explain that I don't feel like a man or I don't feel like a woman. What I feel is X, Y, Z. In my what's the word? I can't even think of the word now. My situation, that's the one. In my situation, I will be explaining to my kids that I'm non-binary and I'm gender fluid, which means I can happily fluctuate depending on the day, depending on how I'm feeling, to different kind of states, whether it's masculine, whether it's feminine, whether it's something in between. And to have people who would do that is, one, brave, very brave that they're able to do that in society these days, that we should accept people who do this, and just to support people who do it as well, and that it's not a weird and strange thing. It's just people expressing who they are to the world and being able to connect with themselves. So yeah, I haven't got a massive amount of experience with this at the moment because my kids are a bit young, but I've got an idea of how to approach it. And if you are non-binary and you've spoken to your kids or to your nephews, nieces, etc., and you've got advice to people on how to approach this subject, hit us below in the comments and let us know. And the final thing to discuss this week was a comment I received on the internet, and this wasn't a question as such, it was just someone who said, well, you don't look non-binary. Well, first of all, being non-binary and looking non-binary, there is no right or wrong way to look non-binary. It can be ultra-femme, it can be ultra-masculine, it can be anywhere in between, it can be androgynous, it can be half and half, it can be whatever you want to be non-binary. There is no right or wrong way. And I think that's key in trying to explain to people that being non-binary is not a third gender. It's not man, woman, non-binary in a box. It's not a sliding scale, it's complete wiggly biggly spectrum stuff. So yeah, it's sometimes, whether for my own safety or whether I just don't feel right or whether I'm feeling masculine that day. Some days I'll just wear shorts and a t-shirt, and on days like that, yeah, maybe I don't look like the kind of stereotype of non-binary, but I'm still non-binary. It's just either me expressing my masculine side when it comes out, or the fact that because of people like you, people who are saying things like that, I don't feel comfortable being able to dress how I want to dress. And I would love to be able to dress like myself most of the time, but until society changes, until people's views and bigger to people's opinions and bigger to people's kind of self-belief that their opinion matters and they should be able to shout it out to anyone, until all that changes, it's a bit difficult. And sometimes I do feel like I'm betraying myself for not being who I am all the time, and you have that kind of guilt because of opinions like that. It's because, am I the right type of non-binary? I mean, yes I am, but I'm not brave enough all the time to express it and to be who I am freely. So we need people like yourselves who are watching this, allies, to support us. And if you see someone who's non-binary receiving abuse on the street, if you see someone sharing something online, whether it's a stupid song which attacks people for using different pronouns, or whether you see someone on the street shouting or abusing, or whether you see someone on the internet sharing stupid memes, anything like that, we need you to stand up and tell people it's not acceptable, it's not right, it's attacking someone for being who they are, and they can go fuck themselves. So be an ally, support us, help us, and let's be the change we want to see, and let's try and make the world a more accepting place for gender divergent people like myself. So yeah, that's this week's video. Hopefully you like my wonky makeup and practice a lot on that. Hit me up in the comment section if you've got any other tips that you want to pass on to people. And as usual, we have the option here for you to reach out to us for next week's episode. If there's any kind of thing you want us to raise, anything you want us to discuss, anything you want me to talk about, reach me out on Instagram, Twitter, or my YouTube comment section. And please make sure you like and share and subscribe to the videos, because the more people who we connect to, the more people we can help, and the more we can spread our message and make the world a better place. But until then, thank you very much for watching this week. Stay safe and stay friendly, and I will speak to you next week. Take care.